Welcome to HSG. Today we are going to look at how war often acted as a catalyst for technological advancement. Besides jet aircraft, jet engines have also been found to be useful in cruise missiles. Cruise missiles have gained significant attention during wars against terrorism, with the US launching many Tomahawk missiles. The origins of cruise missile trace back to World War II with Germany's V-1 missile. The V-1 had a design somewhat like a small airplane, but it lacked a propeller and cockpit. Instead, it had a ramjet engine mounted on its tail that is vertical. This engine was straightforward in design, but also had poor reliability. Since it couldn't be used in aircraft, the Germans adapted it for the V-1 missile. The missile didn't need to travel far, just across the English Channel would suffice. Although it could make the journey, hitting a specific target was challenging due to the lack of GPS, Google Maps, or effective radio control at the time. The Germans relied on a simple compass and counting device that aimed at a target direction, then launched the missile. When the counting device indicated it was near the target, a drag shoe would deploy, causing the missile to dive toward the target. The accuracy of this targeting method was quite poor, relying heavily on guesswork. In June 1944, the first 19 V-1 missiles were launched, with only 4 reaching England. The rest was lost. It is said that during the first U.S. test of a cruise missile, the missile ended up in Brazil. Of the 4 missiles that reached England, 3 fell in uninhabited areas, while 1 hit a residential building, killing 6 people. By this time, the Allies had landed in Normandy, and the front lines was tense. Hitler ordered a large-scale launch, disregarding precision. Within 3 months, 5,000 V-1 missiles were fired. Many hit London, and one even struck the Royal Guards Church next to Buckingham Palace, killing over 100 people. This startled the British and Americans, leading them to question how Germany could be still launching such attacks. General Eisenhower ordered that dealing with V-1 missiles be a top priority. Initially, the solution was to intercept them with fighter planes. However, since V-1 missiles were fast and powered by jet engines, Allied fighters like the Spitfire and Mustang had difficulty catching them. Moreover, shooting them down risks detonating the explosive payloads, potentially destroying the attacking aircraft as well. Eventually, Allied pilots learned to approach V-1 missiles from the side and use their aircraft's wings to nudge the V-1 off course, causing it to crash. The British also employed their expertise in intelligence and deception. The British intelligence agency continuously sent false information to the Germans, making them believe that the V-1s were overshooting London. The Germans, lacking reconnaissance aircraft to verify this, adjusted the missile's range accordingly, causing many V-1s to fall into the sea. As Allied forces advanced, the V-1 launch sites in France became unusable. The Germans then came up with a new method, launching V-1s from bombers. As they approached the English Channel, the V-1s would be ignited and detached from the bombers, becoming early examples of air-to-ground cruise missiles. However, this method further reduced accuracy and led to many bombers being shot down. From a wartime perspective, the V-1 missile had limited impact and primarily served to distract Allied resources. However, from a technological standpoint, the V-1 was a milestone weapon, incorporating early jet engine technology and navigation system.